No, you're not going to lose this draft. You know, you're going to be able to get lined back up and go. And as we can see right now, actually the middle is working. And with these type cars, with this type of aero package, that middle is a place that these guys will look to go to make some time.
That middle used to be a place you did not want to be, but with this package, it does seem like that is a hole that is created. That middle lane can really suck up to the front.
Yesterday, Brad Keselowski told me in the garage area, he said, I have a rocket. He said, my car is actually better than my boss's car, the 5 car, which means I better get the job done today. Right now, Keselowski trying to hang on and maybe get by Tony Stewart to lead the lap.
Brad Keselowski's car does look stronger than Dale Earnhardt's car or Junior's car right now. Look at him taking the lead, trying to take the lead away from Tony Stewart.
It'll just be a matter if he has that experience of what to do when you get up there. There's more than just having a fast car and going up there and driving by these guys. Even if you have that help behind you, you have to side draft off these cars and know exactly what you can do, where you can do that to slow that car down.
DJ, what makes one driver a better drafter than another?
Well, I think you just have to understand what the air does to the car. And a lot of that is experience, and a lot of that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has, he got from his dad, who was, I think, the master at this type of racing. Obviously, if you can have a good car, it helps you to learn that a lot better because you can do things like that. But once you understand that as you're trying to make those passes, it's not just sheer horsepower or that drafting or that bump drafting, it's that you've got to get the air to affect that car that you're trying to pass.
And right now, you see this 88 car up front with Brad Keselowski. He's going to learn some things right here about how to win the race, because if you're going to win this thing, more times than not, it's from the front, and you've got to learn how to keep that guy behind you. It's the best time in the world for Brad Keselowski to learn how to do that.
Yeah, right at this point, he's going to need to use up and use that drafting partner that he has behind him to his benefit, as we see Stephen Light come to the outside of his teammate Scott Wimmer right now.
Stephen Light in the 21 car for Richard Childress Racing, making only his 4th start of the year. And boy, is Richard Childress high on this kid from Asheville, North Carolina, that 21. He said, oh, we can't get a sponsor to buy it because they said it doesn't have a lot of experience. So guess what? We're going to put him in cars and get him the experience. And if this kid does what I think he'll do, Childress said he could be in Cup in about a year.
And they've got a guy right behind him that knows a lot about drafting, and that's Mike Wallace. He does a tremendous job at these racetracks. He's got a good race car, and that's someone that you really can watch all day long. That'll be a factor in this race before it's over. We see Junior already starting to press the issue here. I would look for him to maybe jump to the bottom right away. He's in the middle right now, but there he goes. He's got that push from behind him. He's making that middle work.
About 4 wide, courtesy of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now back to 3 wide, Dave.
And for a moment there, Mike Wallace was the big helper there in the middle of that pack. He's dropping back just through the middle a little bit right now. His crew chief, Bruce Cook, told me this morning, Mike Wallace is someone who knows restrictor plate racing. We know that as well. But when Bruce took over as crew chief, he said, I'm not sure I gave him enough credit for how much he knows on these big super speedways. There were years when Mike Wallace didn't run the entire schedule, but he still ran restrictor plate races. And that base of knowledge, that wealth of information, they've taken advantage of this weekend. And they think by the end of this race, they'll have a pretty good spot in this group.
Trouble on the racetrack. The 40 of Dario Franchitti has had contact debris off of one car.
Are you all clear? You okay?
Looked like we saw a tire explode right in the middle of this pack and maybe cause this big wreck. I don't know if that comes from just incidental contact, but you definitely saw some tire debris flying.
Yeah, first caution of the day, lap number 10. Franchitti involved, the 91 of Larry Gunzelman involved. There's the carcass of what's left, all heavy damage on the left side of that Dodge. And there's the points leader, Clint Boyer. The 2 car.
Away first.
You know, we see this close racing, and at times it gets even closer than what we see. There's actually rubbing that takes place. And these cars have very little fender clearance anyway, and you build them to go fast, and so you don't give much clearance. So you said you thought you saw a tire explode there, and that could very well be from a tire rub.
We're watching this from high above, trying to figure out exactly what happened. And you can see Dario Franchitti looks like he loses a tire getting into the corner and triggers this wreck.
Now watch his car come around right down in front of traffic. Some cars really had nowhere to go. There's the 91 coming along. That is Larry Gunzelman. Hard impact in the left side, again looking down the backstretch.
Yeah, right there you can see that tire completely exploding. And I would imagine that happened from some kind of a contact, maybe into the left rear, knocked the valve stem out, or maybe cut the sidewall of the tire. Oh man, that's a hard lick right there.
Yeah, and they're sailing down the backstretch at over 185 miles an hour. Dario Franchitti comes down, and DJ, how tough is it to control a car like the 91 car at these speeds when you got like the left side tires on the grass?
Yeah, you've got a lot of smoke, and you're just, you're going, your spotter tells you to go low because the other car is up on top of the racetrack, and by that time, you don't have really much chance to miss the car when it comes right down in front of you. As we see Clint Boyer going behind the wall to make the necessary changes and fix the repairs that they need to get back out.
You worry so much about what happens at Talladega. We talked about the concern, and you see it in the driver's eyes when the race starts about running so close together, wide open. And now here at lap number 10, we have caution for the first time today. Let's go down to pit road and Shannon.
Well, great pit stop for Dale Earnhardt just in time. He's running a little bit hot, so they're going to take some tape off the front of that grill. They're also going to make a track bar adjustment. No tires, gas only. Dave.
And Tony Stewart in, he said he ran over some debris. Wants 4 tires, air pressure adjustment on all 4s. Says the car is quick. They're filling it up with fuel. Tony Stewart led the first 7 laps, guys. Working hard on that 20 car. He's down and away.
First pit stop of the day here at Talladega under caution. Debris, you heard Jamie say, for the 20 car. They took tape off, made a track bar adjustment for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He will lose 3 spots in the pits. Greg Biffle and Dario Franchitti being helped out of his car, and will be headed to the infield care center. We will update you on Dario as soon as we can. Under caution for the first time at Talladega Superspeedway today, lap number 10, hard impact in turn 3. You're watching ESPN on ABC.